Ministers came into vogue really starting in the early 60s, where people couldn't afford a big engine and therefore decided to take advantage of a small engine, which was being built in a small workshop. But you can still buy these drawings and the casting for these machines, all built to imperial scale, 2.6 scale. Sometimes a 4.5. I'm told the extra half inch has been a lot in a small engine. So they're based on general purpose engines, the ones you see in front, or steam wagons, and Showman engines, really, haven't got a program yet, I do commend these to you. We're on sale at the entrance, but we also have a few copies left in the members tent, which is next to the Convion. That tent with the windows at the edge of the arena. So you can still get a program. First engine is the Garrett, the original was built in Leinster in Suffolk, and that's a 6-inch. 6-seater master. Oh, it's a big dog. And a small dog. Two of these engines would work in conjunction with one another, maybe 500 or 600 yards apart, and tow a 6 or 7 furrow plough up and down, because they couldn't go on the land because they were too heavy. So what happened, you needed big fields. So if you look around you now, big fields. You're down the eastern side of the country. They remove the hedges, the ditches, and build huge fields which you go down on the train. You can see those huge fields, and that was for the benefit of ploughing engines to work in conjunction. And in a day, 2 of these engines could plough 30. So silver cloud going through there, the little Helmsley and Porter road roller. The first road roller was built in 1867 and was supplied new to Liverpool City Council. 2 years later, the Americans got there late and brought 2 engines to build the roadways in Central Park. Wonderful machine coming through now. This trawler has been totally rebuilt re-kitted over the last 12 months, and that looks in splendid condition. And Mr. Ward and family of Upper Denby supplied new to Stocksbridge Urban District Council in 1927. They sold it in the early 50s. The Denby Maiden coming to us, steam wagon. It's a Yorkshire steam wagon, built near Hunted, I think, built in 1905. The oldest survivor of its make, and these steam wagons used extensively up to about 1925-26, when the law changed as regards axle weight on roadways, and they were virtually put out of business. But these were useful for, not for long distance, but for short haulage. Breweries loved them, and you could only go 30 miles without filling up with water. It paid to know where the canals were, where the streams were, and whether you got a mobile pump. Old Glass is a Marshall built in Gainsborough in Lincolnshire. This is a 1901 machine. The Appleby family of Pickering. And that's followed by Alice, 1901 Howler. Fowler behind, Dalton Boy, built in 1902 for use in Australia, owned by John Smith of Dalton. This is Dalton Boy. You can see on the front of that roller a brass horse, Invicta. That's based on a white horse, the stallion owned by a rather violent Saxon warlord in Kent. The white horse is still on the coat of arms of Kent and on the county flag as well. And Aveling & Porter, being a Rochester firm based in Kent, decided to adapt the white horse to a brass horse and put it on their engines where there was room to do so. Sometimes there was, sometimes there wasn't. So that's Invicta, the brass horse of the Aveling & Porter company. Fowler coming through is owned by Gary Holder of Thirst, and this is an 1891 machine. Goodness me, supplied new to the driver. Big Burrell coming through now. That's the Mallory. John Smith of Dalton. The Burrell, built in 1904. And behind that is a very rare machine. That's an Alchin. This is built in Northampton. In the early 1900s, went to Australia, came back in poor condition, was rebuilt. Mark Ellis of Dalton with that very rare Alchin. There's only 6 left in the country capable of moving. That big burrow coming through now is Beaver. Built in 1897 and owned by the Turner brothers of Normanby. Big road loco coming through now. That's Fowler. It's Peter Pan, built in 1928. The corner of First, and this would be used to haul the big loads up the A19 and the A1. The Dreadnought there, that's a Fowler, owned by the Turner brothers again, built in 1909, and you can see the roof support, twisted brass instead of steel, and the canopy goes all the way to the front of the engine, and that's to protect the dynamo you can see on the front from the wind and the weather. The dynamo, of course, used to produce the electricity which drove the attractions and the rides. The Showman's engine, you can see on the next one, which is Little Dawn, has that smoke extension on the roof, which is fitted to the chimney. Just 2 things. Includes the draft for the fire, which makes it more efficient, and gets the smuts and the smoke further away from the eyes of the paying customers. Always a good thing, I would think. That's Little Dawn. And on the side of there you can see the crest of the city of Leeds. So that's the crest of the city of Leeds, which indicates how much the city fathers thought of the Fowler Company. road roller. It's an Armstrong Whitford. Built in 1923, he worked for Bishop Auckland Council till 1960. Went into preservation later. And it's Davidson and Swindon. Another of Mr. Davidson's machines coming through. This is a Marshall, Mary Margaret, built in 1889. These are the built to drive static equipment around the farmyard, circular saws, pumps, and of course threshing machines that are too heavy to go directly onto the soil. We've just compacted the topsoil. In the north of England, and on the engines, although they haven't got a label on, they are apprentices from that organisation being given experience live on a steamer, as opposed to seeing it in the shed. Get it into the field, turn the steering wheel, see what it's like, see what it feels like. And they're also used to fire the engine.